Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I have an amazing guest. I'd love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, and the name of her business.
Hey, Cheldin, thanks for inviting me again. I'm thrilled to be here and talk to your audience. My name is Linda Waterhouse, and I am a LinkedIn strategist for my company, lindawaterhouse.com.
Oh, I love. Okay, so this is the time, Linda. I said you have to come back regularly, my friend, to help people navigate through this space. I think that in the beginning of this, we touched base and it was like, okay, let's see where this goes. Now it seems as if we're really living in this quarantine space, kind of in this indefinite shift of things and pivot of things. And now more than ever, I think it's really important for our audience to understand the benefits of LinkedIn. I think we're going to take it stage by stage. I know today we were talking about recommendations versus endorsements. Is that correct?
Exactly, right.
Yeah, so let's kind of dive in. What is the difference between a recommendation on LinkedIn and an endorsement on LinkedIn?
Okay, well, it's kind of the level of almost effort that the person wants to put in.
There.
So there is a section in your LinkedIn profile that has your skills. Now, your skills are important because they become like keywords. And LinkedIn is actually very searchable on Google.
Right.
So LinkedIn is good. They have their own kind of search if somebody's on LinkedIn, but also a lot of what you put on LinkedIn is searchable even if somebody's searching on Google. So as I mentioned before, I invite people to Google themselves, Google their names, and I'd be surprised if their LinkedIn profile didn't come up. But skills are keywords. And with skills, there will be like a number or a plus sign if you have nobody who endorsed you. So an endorsement is made by people who believe that you have that skill. So if I were to go to your profile and I saw, media communications, for example, if you listed that as a skill, I would mark that box and I would add to the other people who said that you were excellent in media communications. And it asks you, if I think you're highly skilled at that. It asks you how I know you, where I've worked, but it's really easy. So the name of the skill helps from a searchability so that if people are looking for what you do, they can find you. The endorsements helps in social proof because if I see that you have a lot of endorsements, then I will, be more confident that yes, you truly are, competent in that skill.
Oh, I absolutely love that. So I think that, again, we always talk about what people know and what they don't know. And in this space, people are trying to find the best ways and the best areas in order to be able to share what it is that they've done in order to be able to get closer to what it is that they want. And I think that one of the things, I'm going to go backwards, in one of the things that you mentioned about search and encouraging everyone to Google themselves, I ask all of you to do the same. I think it's really important to know what is being said about you and where your brand lives. Talk to me about the fact that, and I've noticed this as well, even when my LinkedIn was a little bit more dormant than it is now, I should say a lot more dormant than it is now, it was still coming up in the top pieces of the search, even though I was more active on maybe even an Instagram or a Facebook. LinkedIn was one of the first things that were coming up. So if you could speak as an expert in LinkedIn, just the importance as you see it as being and having a profile on that platform.
Yes, and this is what I tell people, that LinkedIn has kind of become our first impression.
Yeah.
So because maybe somebody like you, LinkedIn doesn't come up absolute first because you've been on so many other social medias, but for most of us, LinkedIn often comes up even above our own website.
Yeah.
So, and we all know that the higher up in the search engine an entry is, the more likely somebody's going to click on it. Yeah. So that means that LinkedIn is very likely to be something that people who are looking for us will click on. And so we want that to be a really good first impression for it to really showcase who we are. Now, I talked to so many people who said, oh yeah, I made a LinkedIn profile maybe 5 years ago. I don't know what it says. And that's very typical, and I understand, but this is a wonderful time to change that and to take a little bit of time to update it. A lot of people don't realize that there's a cover banner. Right now, if you haven't changed your cover banner, it's a light blue with white dots and lines. that's a huge piece of real estate that can really impart a lot of information.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And I don't know, I'm not as versed in this platform as I am in some of the others, but I am dedicated during this time. And I share this with the people that follow Fan and like us, that this is an opportunity when we have said years past, I wish there was more hours in the day. I wish there were more days in the week. Now we have a little bit more time, if not a lot more time, to dive into these platforms. So one of the things that you had mentioned was obviously changing the cover art that's at the top. What is another suggestion that you can make for our viewers today regarding something that they could do either fairly quickly or something that they should make into a priority for their LinkedIn page?
Well, like we spoke about earlier, the skills. Many people, especially if they've changed jobs or changed careers, the skills that they have listed are skills for their old job and are not necessarily things that are applicable now. So I really encourage people to take a look at the skills. I It's not, the user interface is not great, but just play around with it, because the top 3 skills that you put are really the most important, because that's what shows up before you have to click the, see more option. So definitely make sure you pin your top 3 skills that you want to be known for. You get up to 50 skills.
Okay.
And, just take a look. You can reorder them, add ones, delete ones that you don't want. And then you can ask people to endorse you for the skills that are most important. And sometimes the best way to get an endorsement is to give an endorsement. It used to be on LinkedIn, when you logged in, you used to get a group of 4 people, and it used to say, do you want to endorse this person for, this skill? And it used to really crack me up, because I would be endorsed from people that I had never met for skills that I certainly don't have. And so endorsements kind of got a bad name for a while, but it's not like that anymore.
No, I love this. And I think that those are easy path to entry scenarios that you can dive on into. Even somebody, again, who's seasoned like me in social media, I don't think I've updated my skills in quite some time. So I'll be anxious to be able to jump in there today and do so. You are always so useful. Thank you so much for joining us again today. If people want to get in touch with you, if people want to follow Fan and like you, where would they find that information?
Well, go to lindawaterhouse.com, and I encourage people to go there and download my guides. I have one guide that tells you how to optimize your profile so it becomes a magnet for your ideal client. And also the another big thing that people say to me is that they just don't know what to do on LinkedIn. Yeah. So I've developed a 5-step daily LinkedIn routine that you can also download.
Oh, I absolutely love that. That is exactly what everyone out there needs in order to create more exposure on this platform. Thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you, Cheldin.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. So many good things for you guys to dive on into. I suggest you follow, fan, and like my new friend. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and we'll see you soon. Take care.